John, I guess to kick things off, Tony DeAngelo wasn't on the ice. You have an update on his status?
Just banged up. Yeah,
Would you expect him to play tomorrow?
I think so, yes.
Cam says that he wouldn't rule out the possibility of playing tomorrow. Can you address that a little
Cam won't
further?
be playing tomorrow.
He won't be?
No.
With regards to Cam, obviously, I'm sure you're thrilled to see him back out there, but how much do you think he needs in terms of conditioning?
He'll be fine. He's been skating, and I'm not a. I think the best type of conditioning you get is within games. So I think you get into quicker shape that way. So he's been doing a lot of work off the ice, a lot of work on the ice, but not so much with his hands and all that. But so all of them, TK, James, all those guys have been doing a lot of skating. So I don't think it'll be a problem.
What would it mean to get his leadership and attitude back into this locker room?
Well, Cam's a great pro, an important player to this organization, and just to get some different blood in the lineup, a quality National Hockey Leaguer, would be a big boost for us.
His energy seems to kind of be infectious at times. He really got into it with Bristow during practice. Was it good to see him really go at it?
Yeah, I always use the best compliment I can give a guy is calling him a hockey player. He just loves playing, and it's been killing him not to. He sees us going down this road, and I've known him for so long now. He wants to make a difference every time he's on the ice. So when that time happens, it's going to be a big boost to our team.
You guys haven't practiced in 10 days or so since November 18th. What was your primary goal, just of what you wanted to get out of today's practice?
Yeah, some flow to it to move the blood, some one-on-one stuff, just to get a good movement of all things, of puck movement, of battles, of their legs, pretty much everything.
During this run, obviously you've been shaking up the forward groups a lot, trying to find combinations that work, but you've mostly kept the defense together. Has there been thought on your side to, obviously Igor was back, I think in large part because you guys are finally practicing, but to bring up and play some of the younger guys
Yes.
in favor of, guys
Yes.
like Braun and Sealer?
Yeah, Z's going to play no matter what. I'm not sure who comes out. If Tony can play, someone's coming out. If Tony can't play, Z's in no matter what. So, it is. It's one of our conversations I've had with Chuck. Is I think we need to bring another kid in to start developing. Z's the guy right now, so he'll play tomorrow.
John, was it planned to push them as hard as you did in terms of skating today? Today in practice, they skated a lot, especially the laps and stuff. Was that planned, or
Yep.
was that? Yeah.
Yes.
And what was behind that plan? Why did you want to push them as hard as
Just
you
to move the blood.
Okay.
Yeah, just to move the blood.
John, I'm curious, how has your relationship grown during this tough stretch with management, with guys that you're working with? They've obviously gone through a stretch like this last season. It's the first time for you, so I'm curious how your relationship has grown with management during
Oh
this.
yeah, and we could be winning 10 in a row. It'd be the same thing. Chuck and I, Flairsy, Danny Briere, is someone that I think has a brilliant mind that I like talking hockey with. We're always communicating as far as what the team looks like, certain situations, what's going on down in the minors as far as the kids. So it's a constant communication, and it's not whether you're winning 10 or losing 10. It's just that's a daily event for us as far as communicating.
John, you bumped up Lucas Sedlak to the second line center and Hayes today. What have you seen from him since he was claimed? I know you said originally you needed to see if his skating legs were there. You said they were, but what have you seen from him?
Yeah, well, his legs are there. I mean, you can see he can still get to pucks. He can still get into areas. I didn't think I'd be playing him 17 minutes, but it's kind of what I did with the lines there. I don't think there's any. When I put the lines together for the last game, and I liked them as the game went on, it was basically just really no first line, second, third, fourth line. It was just trying to try different people. I wanted to give Kiefer a chance on left wing. I've tried to do that the past couple of games in more of an offensive role with Frosty. I think Nick has played really well. I wanted to get him out of just being a fourth line penalty killing guy. So as I was doing that, it just kind of balanced lines out and tried different people with different situations. Kevin's on the right wing because there's been struggles with him in low coverage in our end zone, so I put him on right wing. So it all a number of different things come to your mind when you put them together. Sedzi ends up in the middle. I think he's given us some good minutes. And I'm hoping, he scores a goal. The line scores a couple of goals. He did score over there. When he left the NHL, he started scoring over there in the KHL. And so hopefully, he feels good about that and helps him that way. We're not scoring, right? So I'm going to try different things. I'll start tomorrow with the same lines because I liked our 3 periods, other than a few minutes in each of the periods. So I'm going to stick with them.
You mentioned about a week ago that you were pleased with the effort, but these guys had to learn how to finish games off.
Mhm.
And it's been a little bit of a problem lately. Is there anything you can sort of tell, address in meetings and so forth, and say we want to push the attack rather than just be trying to protect the lead at the end?
We're not trying to protect the lead. In fact, I differ with your opinion there. We get on our heels with the 2 bang goals. We have a couple of turnovers. But through most of that game, other than the first 5 or 6 minutes, through most of that game, I don't think they had a shot for like 20 minutes through the middle part of that game. We have the puck a lot. We just have not been able to create. And that is a function of guys, it's not, I'm trying to put it the right way. There's not a lot of guys that are built that way as far as creating. A lot of those guys are out of our lineup. But as far as having the puck, I was very pleased with the energy and that part of the game after the Pittsburgh game, coming back against the Islanders. But, I watch it today, I watch it yesterday and today, and we have chances to make plays. We just don't finish. And we're going to keep working at it. That's all we can do. And not through lack of effort, not through caring, or lack of caring, we just have not been able to finish a lot of offensive plays.
Going back to the defense court for a second, you mentioned that Z's going to get back in regardless whether Tony can play or he can't play. Have you seen, you have kind of in the defense core, you have your top 4, you have your depth guys. Have you seen more issues from the top 4 versus the depth guys
Yes.
like Braun and Sealer?
Yes.
Is that a situation where you would consider sitting one of those top guys to send a message?
Yeah, and it's not so much to, it's not so much to send a message. It's just to put what we think our best guys are. And this goes into the thinking, Charlie, of not just the best guys, but where it's going to be forecasted to, the future of the team. You know what I mean? That's why I want a young guy. I want a young guy in the back end. I want to put another young guy back there because I think that is going to help us in the future. So it's what you're looking more short term or long term, and that shifts sometimes as the year goes on. So I'm, especially in that back end, I think Sandy has shown signs of coming a little bit offensively, which is very important to the team. I think Risto has played better, has been more consistent with his positioning and his stick. Tony's been trying so hard and getting so much ice time. I think he's the one that's fighting it a little bit. It's not sending messages. It's just organizationally what we think is the best right now. And, that changes sometimes as the year goes on. So that's kind of where we're at.
I guess kind of as a follow-up on that, though, from the outside, people might look at it and say, and not saying anything negative about them as players, but guys like Nick and guys like Justin Braun, they aren't necessarily going to be part of
Yes.
the future 5 years down the road. And
Yes.
they might say, why are they playing over guys like Zamola,
Yes.
over a guy like Cam York?
Legitimate. That's a legitimate question, and that's where you come to. Do you feel the guy is going to get more opportunity to improve in the minors and playing a ton of minutes, or playing the 10 or 11 minutes where they probably play here? And great question, and it's something we talk about daily. And so we got to sort through that. And Z is a guy that is very interesting to us, has a lot to learn. Had some major turnovers in his last few starts with us, but also sees the ice. And those are the things we got to fight through. Is it winning that particular game, as ugly as Bronner is at certain times and makes a ton of mistakes, he's a gamer and gets a lot of things done that people don't see. But is it best to put a 30-plus guy where when you're forecasting your team, what you're going to be in the future? Those are the things we have to juggle here as we're in this type of situation right now, where our record is and where we think our team is right now. Those are questions we're asking.
I've talked to Brent about like trying to balance like not messing up their development. I guess what in your mind makes a player more suited to find that development up here, like Samula, versus down there, like leaving them to get that ice time and development?
It depends. It depends when you put them in situations in the National Hockey League, and is it a constant struggle for him? That's not good. But can he handle some minutes? And then we have to eat some of the mistakes and continue to teach him at this level. But if it's just too overwhelming, that doesn't help anybody's growth. And that's where we have to make decisions about letting them play 20, 25 down there versus playing 10 and 11 here and just full of mistakes. I don't think that is with Z. I think Z makes mistakes, but I think he handles some situations too. So those are the things we try to juggle when we're talking about development.
John Provy said he's very excited to play the Islanders tomorrow because all the physical play and the scrums at the end of the game. Because of that, do you expect a carryover in the game tomorrow from what happened on Long Island?
No, I don't know. I think that's part of hockey. We're going to play our game. I think that has to be part of our game. I don't think we're physical enough against the Islanders, quite honestly, and I think that needs to be a big part of our team. I think that's what we're trying to create here. But, I mean, you're talking about the stuff at the end with Tony, and that's part of the game. To me, that we get so excited about that stuff. I think that's just part of the game because we get excited about it now because it just doesn't happen in the game anymore, where I think it should. I think that should be part of us. So we're going to try to play the right way. I think that's the right way.
John, you talk about forecasting the team in the future. I know you're not okay with losing, but can losing help you guys in the long run in terms of learning how to deal with failure? Do you believe in that?
No. Losing isn't good anytime. I think when you're in the situation we're here right now, I just watch how our team is. I got to be careful how I word this. Maybe I won't even go there. You know what? When you're in a situation where you don't have a whole bunch of respect in this league, you got to eat that shit. Don't complain about it. You got to eat it. That's part of growing. And so no one wants to lose, but when you're in the situation we're in, and it's kind of everybody expects it to happen that way, don't whine about it. Don't complain about it. Don't pretend or make excuses about it. You eat it. But just remember some of the things that's happened to you and happened to your team during games. And I already have a checklist of remembering as far as what's gone on this year, how certain situations have been handled. Quite honestly, through officiating, you got to earn your respect from your officials. It's just part of the game. And I love that about our game because you have to earn it. And how other things have happened to other teams, how coaches put their players out at certain times. I remember things. I'm not going to complain about it now. I'm not going to fill you with the information as far as my hate list. But I have that. When the time comes and we get on the other side of it, that's when you remember that. And I think that's all part of what we're going through. And to me, it's a really important part of how we're going to have to go through it. And our team, I'm not sure a lot of guys understand that, but you do. You get what you get. That's one thing. The greatest thing about the National Hockey League, you get what you deserve, and we're getting that. And so no complaining, no whining, no excuse making, no hoping. Just remember, go out and play hard, and remember some of the things that have happened, and we'll get about it then.
Last one.
And speaking to the kind of the development, what you mentioned about moving guys on the wing, center, and bringing Zamula back in, how important is that for you guys to be able to see the situations these guys can be in and know what you have, with all these guys out, knowing these young guys can push for those spots when they come back?
Yeah, and I've said right along to you guys, the biggest part of developing a team, I'm not sure which one's more important, developing your guys or finding out what guys just don't belong. And it's both. It's both of them. So you need to give guys opportunities and see how guys grow. But then you have to make decisions and about what you have on your team already versus what you plan to grow. And are those guys the ones you're trying to grow? Are those the guys really that you want as you found out that they've gone through these experiences? Those are all things that we're going through. And so it goes both ways. We always talk about developing the young guys. Yeah, we're going to develop the young guys, but we may develop and say, you know what? It's not exactly what we want. And you have to make decisions that way also.